Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reacting to my old creepypastas. These were made a very long time ago, so keep that in mind. Oh man, this first one, you can already tell went on a good start. No! This is a very scary creepypasta! Read at your own risk. Alright, and now we start with... I've heard about these hacked Pokemon games. It really sounds ridiculous when you think about it, doesn't it? Well, after reading about all these creepypastas from Strangled Red or Creepy Black, I decided to hunt for a hacked game. Don't ask me what I was thinking there. Pokemon Scream White. One day, after playing Pokemon Emerald, I took a walk down the street and I met a man with a FNAF mask on. He seemed nice enough, as he had a Pokemon game in his hand. "Do you want it?" the man asked. Said, "I'm more of a FNAF person." He didn't have to ask me twice, so I said yes and carried on my way. I thought he gave me Pokemon Black, but there was no words. Instead, there was a straight-up Freddy face on the front. "What the heck?" I said, but I overlooked it because the man said that he was a FNAF fan. I went back home to enjoy my game, and right at the start, I knew things were going to be tough. I turned on the game, and it said Pokemon Scream White. I turned on the game, and a bunch of loud screaming started to play. "Oh, stop! Make it stop!" I said, covering my ears for protection. After a whole minute, the screaming stopped, and I went in the game. I was satisfied that everything seemed normal, but after a bit, that all changed. For starters, I spawned in Professor Oak's lab instead of my home, and the professor was named Professor Acacia for some reason. My character's name was White, which wasn't a surprise, but this wasn't Pokemon White. It was something entirely different. As I chose my Pokemon, I felt uneasy, and it got worse when I looked at my Pokemon. My Pokemon was literally named FNAF. "What the heck?" I said. "This can't be a hacked game." My rival, who was simply named Black, got a Tangela named Sammy, and it was red. "How?" I said. "Tangela isn't a starter Pokemon." I had a look around the town to see if they were being weirdos too, but they seemed normal, so I went into the wild. None of the Pokemon were messed up, which was great, so I used FNAF to attack a Rattata. FNAF only had one move called Murder. I used the move and it killed the Rattata. However, for some reason, the Rattata went a bloody red color, and it vanished with a red shadow, presumably blood. I attacked some more Pokemon, and they went red too. I was creeped out, but FNAF was leveling up fast, so I ignored the issue. Oh great. I went over to the first gym leader, known as Brock, of course, and he seemed normal, so I took out his Pokemon easily. All of a sudden, Brock started crying. Blood-red tears came out of his eyes and he vanished. I checked my inventory to see my badge, but instead of a badge, I got a skull. The same happened with the next 3 gym leaders, who cried just as horribly. I felt uncomfortable, but I felt better when I met Black. He asked for a battle, and I pressed no, but some text popped up which said "Die!" so I had to say yes. Black Sammy went first, and actually won. I was weirded out, but I wasn't upset, as just winning all the time can get annoying. All of a sudden, the game started glitching like crazy and it crashed. The next day, I got the game to work, but things got darker and darker. I didn't lose any progress, but I spawned next to Black and he was crying. I went to interact with him and he told me the horrible news: FNAF killed Sammy in rage! After that, I stopped using FNAF, and I caught some Pokemon, which was so dang hard! Things went back to normal after that. When I beat the gym leaders, they didn't cry blood, and I got normal badges. I guess I should have not used FNAF after all. When I beat the 7th gym leader, I didn't get a badge. I got a note. The note said, "I left you." I checked my inventory to see if FNAF was with me, and he was gone. In fact, all my Pokemon were gone. They were all replaced by a shiny Haunter named Robert. I was weirded out, because shiny Pokemon don't even exist in Gen 1. I went to Lavender Town. I saw a player named Stranger, and next to him was Black's dead body. I was absolutely flipping out, and I finally started to cry. This game had put me in so much stress lately. Sure enough, Stranger said, "I killed your friend." and he sent out a Pokemon I'd never seen before. It was Bonnie from FNAF, no joke. Well, that thing destroyed my Haunter, and the game crashed again. The next day, I went into the game, and I was next to the last gym. I checked my inventory, and Robert was gone, with a Pokemon replacing him named D-Ad. I couldn't use the thing, so I checked its stats, and its type was question mark, question mark, question mark. I went into the gym, and there was blood everywhere. I went up to a bush, and I got into a fight. It was FNAF. FNAF said, "Hello, old friend. Why did you leave me?" I had to use D-Ad, but D-Ad had no moves, no lie. When FNAF took out D-Ad, I was in a fight with him, not my Pokemon, literally me. I had no moves too, and FNAF killed White. A screen said game over, and it showed White lying on the ground. He was staring into my soul with red eyes. I knew it was time to burn this game, so I went into the fire. "Goodbye," I said, but something pushed me in the fire instead. Luckily, I missed the fire, but I saw a black figure fleeing the scene. FNAF. I doubt I'll play Pokemon again after that incident. And that's where it ends. So, that was interesting. I expected it to be worse, to be honest. You know, I did think it was kind of cool how, FNAF kills you because you put him away, and the shiny Haunter, but I also think this was a bit lame, how it just steals off Pokemon Creepy Black, which I literally mentioned at the start of the creepypasta. Well, after reading about all these creepypastas from Strangled Red or Creepy Black, I decided to hunt for a hacked game. Also, why did I have FNAF in it? I didn't even name it Freddy, I named it FNAF. I don't elaborate on what FNAF looks like. And then there's blood coming out of eyes for no reason. Oh, real life interference. This would work so much better as a rewrite for Pokemon Creepy Black. If I just removed all the cringe, like, blood eyes, I could theoretically rewrite Pokemon Creepy Black to be better, but this, not my best work. Alright, next up I have the Cheese Ghost. This one is really, really short. This was a creepypasta based on a game I played called Bear Alpha. And, it's really short. This is called The Cheese Ghost. Every game has some kind of evil entity that haunts it, from Herobrine in Minecraft, buried alive in Pokemon, but what if I told you there was one in Bear? The Cheese Ghost. There are signs that this entity is in your server, from the cheese altar activating without any cheese, taking damage for no apparent reason, or even seeing a black, faceless ghost in monochrome. Do not let him fool you. He is dangerous, or so they say. Take my advice seriously, unless you want to lose your soul. Alright, then we have a final one. This is a joke creepypasta, and it's called The Unsubscriber. This was back when I had like 10 subscribers. I don't anymore, obviously. I'm pretty big now, if you can call 1.5k big. There was a guy who saw the channel known as Edstone Ninja 09, my YouTube account. He watched it, and he liked it, so he subscribed. But eventually, he unsubscribed! All of a sudden, a noise was heard in his basement. It sounded like a bell ringing. Then he heard typing too, so he decided to explore. He saw his phone and he grabbed it. He got a message. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Unknown soul! What the heck? That dude said. I shouldn't have unsubscribed to that awesome YouTuber. Then he got another message. Behind you, behind you, behind you, behind you. Unknown soul! He turned around. Something bit his face off. OMG, 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 OMG. He should have subscribed. Die, 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 die. This is the troll pasta, lol. And that's pretty much it. That's a really short one I actually made. This was like obviously this is a joke. My channel was really small back then. I thought it would be funny to make. But that is where I think I'll stop reading these. I have another one, but I don't think I want to read it for now. If you guys want me to, I could, but, this video might be a bit long. I don't know. I still write creepypastas occasionally. I actually have quite a few. No one's ever seen them, but I think my creepypastas have gotten a lot better, but I don't think I've ever made a masterpiece. If you like, I could go and read my good creepypastas, because I have a lot of them. But anyways, I'm going to be ending the video here. If you liked the video, then subscribe. You know, all that stuff. Anyways, goodbye. LOL.